Now it's time to do something about these rear shocks. And getting this one off shouldn't be too terribly difficult considering it's missing the top nut. So all I've got to do is break loose the bottom. Easy peasy. This is going to be tricky. Tricky. I went ahead and got the speedometer cable hooked up off camera, and since we're on a roll, let's go ahead and get the back wheel on. Now, to get the tank mounted to the bike, this post right here is originally where the rubber goes that holds the tank on in the front. One of these guys right here attaches right there, but the Suzuki tank that I'm using is actually a little further back, the notches on the inside of the tank where these rubber grommets go. So I noticed that when I mic'd this, it was pretty much exactly 7/16 of an inch. So I threaded it with a 7/16 and 14 teeth per inch die, and then 3D printed this plastic piece with a slot in it, and that is also 7/16 of an inch, so that way that rubber piece will fit right on it. So that way you could stick this right here and you would have adjustment forward and back and up and down. And since that's threaded, you can put a 7/16 nut on there. So basically you stick the tank on here, put the rubber pieces in the little grooves of the tank where they're supposed to go, move the tank where you want it, and then wherever this ends up, tighten down the nut, then you can pull the tank off, cinch everything down, and voila. So basically it's an adapter. So the proof of concept by making this plastic piece worked. So I made another one out of steel and a 7/16 bolt going through the back, and that's what the rubber sits on. So that can go right there, put your nut on there, and Bob's your uncle. I got my adapters attached to the front there and got everything into position, and it looks like they're actually going to work. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the petcock installed in the tank and start hooking up some fuel lines. Now I'm getting the exhaust installed, and I have these universal shorty mufflers, and the only thing universal about them is they universally don't fit anything. As it is, this end of it actually does butt up directly against the header pipe on the motorcycle, and it's exactly the same diameter. So I just had to come up with a way to get it attached. And I'd originally purchased these clamps, which are extremely bulky, very ugly, and if that wasn't enough, the bottom part there interferes with the foot peg on one side and the foot peg and the gear shifter on the other. But as you can see here, I already have this side installed, and here is how I did it. First thing I needed to do is just completely eliminate all of this, which on the bright side, I guess I'm gaining a couple really nice big nuts and bolts for some sort of future project, if that is, I can actually keep up with them. So, I mean, it's very elaborate. You got this aluminum piece that goes in between these steel pieces on either side that clamps it all together. But what I really need is just this part right here. So all I gotta do is lop off these little flanges right here, and then I'm getting somewhere. Now that I have the flange pieces cut off of here, the next issue that I ran into is when you would clamp this around the end of the muffler, it doesn't quite come around, just a little over halfway. But I came up with a solution for that. A little chintzy, but it works. Honestly, I was able to install the other side using the same method. Took a piece of aluminum flashing. That way you can put that on there, this around that, and then you have it covered all the way around. Add to that a couple big hose clamps, and that's the basis of it. Now for the rear support of the muffler, they provided this bar right here, which I have this flat spot right here just ahead of where the rear foot peg used to attach. I can drill a hole right through there, put this up behind it, and then run a screw through there to hold that nice and secure. There, now maybe the drill bit won't dance around everywhere. So now I'll take this brace, lift it up into position, and then I'll just run the drill bit in here to mark it. Yep, I've got a little divot right there where I need to take this off, take it over to the drill press. Got a lazy tongue today. And get that hole drilled. And a lock nut for the back, which is the hardest part of this entire process. And of course, no sooner than I say that, this one goes on easy. The other one was a serious pain. All right, it looks like it's gonna work and line up just fine. So I need to get this muffler off of here so I can snip off this excess band from the hose clamp. All right, I got the excess band cut off there. Now I just need to get my brace hooked up. Like so. There. That's not going anywhere. Might be slightly on the chintzy side, but very solid, nice and strong. I'm cool with it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you already haven't, and hit the notification bell so you'll know when the next part of the series comes out. And until next time, see ya.